Hey, good morning. It's Tuesday. Sorry, it's Wednesday, 27th May 2020, and welcome to the Mass Breathers Morning Show. I'm your host, your presenter, Kenny D. I'll be with you for a little while. We're not going to have an extendedly long show today. The guests that I was planning to have on today are not available, so we're just going to go through the paper, give some articles, get some insight, and then we're going to do that. All right, so let's go take a commercial break. You stay right here with us. Let me share this live around the world. Stay locked.
Hey neighbor, what's up?
Hey man, Karen's complaining about the noise. I'm gonna need you to turn down the music a little bit. Oh, Shack! Is that the new Radio Shack self-powered wireless speaker system? That subwoofer looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And is that the 4-channel mixer with the built-in SD card reader?
Yeah, it's pretty...
Oh my Shack! You got the battery-operated 12-inch PA speaker as well?
Well, Radio Shack is my go-to place for all my DJ and audio gear, with the best prices in town.
Awesome! And is that a Bluetooth... Wait, DJ Kenny, are you having a party? How come we weren't invited?
Visit Radio Shack today for all your audio needs.
That workout was intense. Let's grab some water.
No prob. I'll go get it. Here you go, Jess.
Think you said you were going to get water.
So, what's this?
I need a water that is just as good as that workout.
Okay.
I only drink Oasis water because it's the most trusted brand and the only locally produced water that is internationally certified.
Wait, a big thing's that?
Yeah, it's the only water that tests in their own lab at Dunbar's and sent to Canada for further testing.
So you would tell me Oasis have a Canadian visa and me not have none yet?
All I'm saying, trust the brand. It's so good, it's asked for by name.
So what must I do this water?
Well, you can go home and throw me in your eye.
Oasis Water, a product of the Antigua Distillery and distributed island-wide by Premier Beverages.
Subway for you, Subway for me.
Subway, Reckless Street is open for delivery and curbside pickup orders only. So go to the Quick Serve website or download the app for delivery orders. Or call us at 562-5539 or 562-5639 to place your orders for curbside pickup at Subway. We are here for you.
Subway for you, Subway for me.
Hey, welcome back. Of course, it's all about the Mass Breathers Morning Show. I'm just going to try to pull up. I've had a little issue with my... Okay, cool. That worked. I had a little issue with my screen sharing ability just a while ago. So I'm just going to try to get that sorted out here for you. Let me see here. Okay. So what we're going to do firstly, we're going to take a look at the Daily Observer, people. We're going to see what's happening inside of that newspaper this morning. And then we're going to take a look at the Point Express and see what's happening there as well. Okay, so just so you know, you're tuned into the Mass Breathers Morning Show. It's not going to be a very long show today. Just going to take a look at a couple of things. I would love to get your insight and your information, your feedback on any of the stories. We're going to look at the Point Express paper and the Daily Observer. We're going to start with the Daily Observer right now. On the front page of the Daily Observer, it says severance payouts could force businesses into bankruptcy. Okay. Port expansion project passes halfway mark. All right. Commission of inquiry urge into Bruce Greenaway's death, and the CIP board monitors looming threats. And that's the story on page 6. There's a cool cover story here. Restaurant boss puts best foot forward for charity. All right. Let me see if I can read that. Stiffened humidity and temperatures forecast to top 30 degrees Celsius are not enough to deter one big-hearted restaurateur from running 10 kilometers of Antigua's west coast, dressed as a giant pineapple. Alex Grimley will don the padded suit on Saturday for the sponsored event to raise cash for furlong staff. Organizers of the Madcap Antigua Pineapple 10K Solar Run hope to encourage other business owners to follow suit and step up to the challenge. Okay, running a 10K run in a pineapple suit. I think I can do the 10K run. I think it's not an easy 10 kilometers. Is not an easy run, but it's doable. All right. Let's get into the paper and see what's happening here. Once again, guys, I would really like your feedback on any of the articles in the paper. Leave comments, let me know what you think about certain things, and I'll definitely share that feedback on the show here. All right. So severance payouts could force businesses into bankruptcy. This is a story by Alicia George. And it goes, a number of businesses in Antigua and Barbuda are being threatened with the prospect of bankruptcy as they come face to face with finding a delicate balance between employee rights and existential hardships brought on by COVID-19. The virus has continued to cause unprecedented carnage all over the world, and in Antigua and Barbuda, it has crippled everybody's business, the main industry, tourism. Employers have relayed their anxieties to unions and the labor departments over what paying severance owed will mean for the survival of their businesses. Excuse me, sorry about that. Within a matter of days, in some instances, severance is due for a number of employees and companies in this country. If severance is enforced, a lot of businesses are going to go bankrupt within the next couple of days. Deputy General Secretary of the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union, Chester Hughes, professed during an interview on state TV. The Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union represents hotel workers as well as workers in the airline industry, handling agents in the airport, and some distribution companies. While addresses issues with job security amid the pandemic, Hughes shared that the union has received a litany of letters from employees who are unsure about the steps they can take regarding retention and retrenchment of workers. He said a number of businesses do not have the capacity at this point in time, based on what they have been explaining to us, to pay severance because they've been having a horrid time within the last 2 years, 2 seasons, and the workers themselves would have understood that, but at the same time, the law is the law. Labor Commissioner Antonio Anthony Rojas said her department has also been inundated with queries, primarily from employers. There are several sectors of the economy where severance is about to become due. In some cases, it would have been due, and the employers are now faced with a situation of perhaps not being able to pay or to meet their obligations, more than complaints from workers. We've been getting the uncertainty from employers for not being able to meet their obligation to pay severance, she reported. Rojas said these employers are also unsure about their rights to extend temporary layoffs, as well as whether payout plans are an option. Various unions, the Labor Commissioner and the Antigua Tourism and Hotel Association, were expected to meet on Tuesday in the coming days to discuss possible economically viable options. Hughes said he strongly believed that at this time, workers should be given an option to be paid severance if it becomes due and payable. He said it would allow them to meet their financial obligations and to leave the industry if they wish to do so. All right. That's a story there on page 3 in the Daily Observer. This is a story on page 4, and I think this story is making its rounds across Antigua and Barbuda. Commission of inquiry urged into Bruce Greenaway's death. Now, a little bit of backstory. Of course, Bruce Greenaway, a gentleman from English Harbor, he was allegedly taken up by the Defense Force for breaking curfew, and days later he was found dead. The autopsy report came out that the cause of his death was asphyxiation or strangulation, and his family said that when they looked at his body, it's clear that he was beaten severely. So an internal investigation was launched into what happened with Mr. Greenaway. The Defense Force and the police force did their own internal investigations, but nothing has really come to the public in regards to that. So now it's being said that a commission of inquiry urged into Bruce Greenaway's death. Now, former police Commissioner Wendell Robinson is calling for the appointment of a commission of inquiry to probe the circumstances leading to the tragic death of Bruce Greenaway. The father of 2 body was found on Easter Monday on the shoreline of Indian Creek. He had been seen in the presence of the Defense Force soldiers shortly before he went missing for 4 days earlier. An autopsy has since reportedly revealed that Greenaway of Falmouth died of strangulation. Despite what any politician or other persons may want to say, the proper course, in my view, is that there should be an inquiry, Robinson told Observer yesterday. When persons die under circumstances where they would have been in police custody at a particular time, then there should be an inquiry into their death, he explained. The chambers of Daniels, Phillips, and Associates, of which Robinson is a part, is providing legal services to the police and soldiers at the center of the matter. Thus, Robinson could not go into much detail. A commission of inquiry is an independent inquest separate and distinct from the police investigations. Robinson explained how such a probe might be conducted. There will be members of the public selected. They will be warned not to discuss the case and listen to evidence as it unfolds. The magistrate who is the coroner can summon any witness to attend, and they have to attend, he said. At the end, the jury would return a verdict and decide whether or not there is culpability, whether it was an accident or misadventure, as the case may be, Robinson explained. Once the coroner completes the inquiry, the full report with the notes of the evidence would be sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, who would make a very sound judgment on what to do, Robinson explained. Meanwhile, National Security Minister, I think that should be, Sedward QT Benjamin, said he is confident that police will conduct the investigations in a fair manner. I am aware that the investigations are being carried out and continuing. The authorities will take whatever steps that are appropriate at the conclusion of the investigations, he said. All right, now if you want more on this, you can go take a look at the Daily Observer and get more on this article here. Port expansion project passes halfway mark. All right. The government has declared its satisfaction with the ongoing project to construct a 5th cruise berth in St. John's, which is almost 60% complete. All right, guys, definitely you can go and check that out and get more information on that article there. CIP board monitors looming threats. Okay, what is this about? A citizen, and this is a story by Kadeem Joseph, a citizen by investment board member has said, while the nation is striving to ensure the continued momentum of the local program, officials are monitoring threats on the horizon from international bodies. Ambassador Colin Murdoch disclosed that the European Union, EU, is among those considering action. We are looking closely at actions that are taken and actions being contemplated by the EU and also by the OECD, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. So we are monitoring those things, he said. Okay, this is pretty interesting. Citizens by investment programs have raised the ire of several international agencies and resulted in several countries with such schemes being black/gray listed by the EU, meaning that they have seen as possible tax havens or facilitate terrorism, financing, or money laundering. In June 2017, Canada imposed visa restrictions on Antigua and Barbuda, citing that the country's travel documents no longer meets Canada's criteria for visa exemption. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has subsequently said his government would consider lifting visa requirements for citizens of Antigua and Barbuda, subject to significant improvement to the country's CIP scheme. While Murdoch did not give details of these looming threats, he explained that officials continue to inform international organizations and concerned countries about security standards employed by the CIP and improved level of training as they seek to address the issues that arise. Okay. Harris Paints Antigua factory produces first gallons. That's pretty cool. Antigua is growing its manufacturing sector with the addition of Harris Paints plant, which sprang into action last week, generating the first batch of paint made in Antigua. That is pretty cool. The Antiguan team responded magnificently in spite of the many challenges posed by the coronavirus pandemic to complete extensive renovation works at the Coolidge site and to produce the first paint, Harris concrete primer, to be made at the home plant. All right. I think I want to speak to the people over at Harris Paints. Let's talk about that on the show. That's a good look. Climatologist predicts increased rainfall in the months ahead. Okay. While many worldwide pray for sun to break through clouded skies, many are praying for the reverse in Antigua and Barbuda as dry conditions threaten the production of potable water for residents, and the summer heat dries water catchments and scorches newly planted backyard gardens. However, hope may be on the horizon. Climatologist Dale Destin said Antigua and Barbuda could see increased rainfall in July and August, which would break present drought conditions. We're looking forward to that. Okay. We touched on this article, Fruity Feet to raise cash for full-off staff. All right. CXC urged to exercise fairness and transparency. What's this about? Education officials in the region are calling on the Caribbean Examination Council to be more open and fair, specifically in the way it has been making decisions about the annual exams. Principal of the Others Comprehensive School, Foster Roberts, was one official who encouraged the body to listen to the region's educators who have aired several concerns since the announcement of CSEC and CAPE exams will take place in the summer. I am just hoping that CXC would really be hearing and listening to the voice of the Caribbean people that it serves, because it is really and truly not an entity unto itself. And so because it serves the people of the region, it has to also listen to the voices of the people and act accordingly. All right. True arrested on guns, drug charges. 3 people have been charged after police found guns, ammunition, and a significant quantity of cannabis at a house in Antigua. Police arrested and jointly charged Zamir Ogaro of Willoughby Bay, Abasik Ogaro of Pierce Village, and Diane Caleb of Grace Farm for unlawfully having a .22 firearm, 27 rounds of .22 ammunition, and 2.38 rounds in their possession. They were further charged with the possession of 592 grams of cannabis and 195 cannabis plants, cultivation of cannabis, and being concerned with the supply of cannabis. The items were discovered and seized after search warrants were executed at Ogaro's property on Sunday. All 3 people were present during the search and were arrested and taken into custody. So far this year, a total of 15 illegal firearms and almost 300 rounds of ammunition has been seized by police, a release from the Force Communications arm said. All right, luxury rental properties ready for COVID inspection. All right. The boss of luxury rental properties, Tamron Hill, says the West Coast villas will be ready to meet COVID-19 inspections. Hotel and resorts across Antigua and Barbuda have been busy implementing safety measures to minimize the risk of coronavirus transmissions as they prepare to welcome guests back when the country's borders reopen in a few days' time. All right. Okay. Mental health video series to help people through pandemic. That's a good look. I think we don't pay much attention to mental health, so that is very good. Club members lend assistance to fire hit family. Great as well. Financial boost for food voucher program. And that's $15,000 coming from the ministry, going to the Ministry of Social Transformation, and coming from the First Caribbean Bank. That's a good look. All right, what we're gonna do now. This is an editorial. I'm not gonna go into that. What we're gonna do now, guys, we're gonna take a quick look at what's happening in the Point Express paper. I'm not gonna spend very much time today on this live, so just bear with me. Just gonna go over a couple of things, and then you're gonna go off into your day. I have something nice planned for you later today, so we're gonna look forward to that later. All right, but let's just take a look at what's happening in the Point Express newspaper here. And this article says no cover-up. Okay, that's on the headline. Bushfire overwhelmed firemen. This is story on page 3. So no cover-up. There will be no cover-up in the case where questions are being raised about the circumstances surrounding the death of Bruce Greenaway of Falmouth. That is the assurance coming from the National Security Minister, Stedward Benjamin, as he confirmed that a police investigation is now underway into the matter. I have every confidence that the police will do the right thing, and wherever the evidence leads, they will pursue it to its natural conclusion, he told Point Express newspaper. He noted that the police have a history of prosecuting their own under this watch. There will be no cover-up whatsoever. Greenaway's body was discovered at Indian Creek near Memorial Bay on April 13th, a few days after he was reportedly missing by family members. At the time, Greenaway was last seen alive in a pickup, allegedly with officers of the Antigua and Barbuda Defense Force. Okay. Bushfire overwhelmed firemen. Firemen from the All Saints and St. John's Fire Station battled a bushfire for several hours into Tuesday night as the bushfire season intensifies with the extreme dry conditions brought from lack of significant rainfall for months. Fire Chief Elvis Weaver said his men responded to the call about 4 p.m. on Tuesday, and up to 9 o'clock last night, they were still engaged in putting out the fire that burned scores of acres between Tyrrells and Sweets Village. This happens every year, you know? Every year this happens. Isn't it about time that we look at a way of dealing with this rather than putting people's potential lives at risk? I wonder who owns the property up there. Maybe we should bag the lemongrass and sell it as tea, you know? Agriculture technician calls for cotton industry revamp. Okay, cool. CXC, don't blame us. What is this about? A Caribbean Examination Council executive says it was Caribbean Ministers of Education that agreed to the June-July sit-ins of CSEC and CAPE examinations. There are concerns that candidates may not be adequately prepared for the test due to the disruption caused by the coronavirus pandemic. Okay. In a webinar on Tuesday, hosted by the CXC addressing e-testing, the organization was asked by a candidate whether it was necessary that the exams be held starting next month, and whether CXC is concerned they may be putting their candidates' health at risk. But CXC's manager, examinations administration and security, Diane Medford, says that the COHSOD, the Council of Human and Social Development, was presented with several dates, and it was the education ministers that voted on the June-July period for administering the examinations. Interesting stuff. This is a good look. Paul Ryan appointed as first Indonesian honorary consul. Strengthening bilateral and friendly relations between Antigua and Barbuda and Indonesia is key on the agenda for Ambassador Paul Ryan as he takes up his post in the Indonesian honorary consul to Antigua and Barbuda. The Republic of Indonesia appointed the prominent businessman for enactment by the presidential decree signed by President Joko Widodo in November 2019. The decree declared that the appointment of Paul E. Ryan is to take care of the interests of the state and the citizens of the Republic of Indonesia in Antigua and Barbuda. Okay? All right? That's a good look. Somebody says diversified meal plan for fifth formers. The National School Meals Program says it is offering a diversified meal plan to secondary school students who have returned to classrooms for the next 5 weeks. Okay, cool. No early prison release. What's this about? Discussions among Caribbean prison authorities on the possible early release of some prisoners because of the COVID-19 pandemic will not happen in Antigua and Barbuda, nor any of the other territories of the OECS. That's because there have been no confirmed cases of coronavirus within the prison walls here in St. John's, nor in any of the neighboring territories. Okay. What are your thoughts on that, guys? Do you think that that's a good idea? That's something that, you know, a good move, not having persons released from prison early? There's no cases of coronavirus in the prison, and none of the other OECS territories have reported any cases of coronavirus in their prison as well. Okay, we touched on this before. I'm not gonna go into that. Okay. All right, guys. So as I said, I'm not going to go too deep into the show today. I had a scheduling conflict with one of my guests, so I don't have very much on the agenda today. But however, tomorrow we're gonna have a guest on the show, and we're gonna run this full course. I have something special for you tonight, so make sure you tune in tonight. I have a nice little show for you tonight. And if you like the sort of content that I've been giving you, I gave you a bit of Oliver last night. If you like that sort of content, let me know. All right, feel free to leave comments, feel free to leave suggestions, feel free to leave any sort of feedback and information, and I will take them into consideration. Okay, so until later on today, people, it's all about the Mass Breathers Morning Show. Yours truly, Kenny D, here in your company, and I'll see you later. All right, I may have some reaction videos coming up. Just cool. Stick around to the channel, like and follow on Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube. All right, Kenny D Entertainment. For Facebook, it's the www.facebook.com/Kenny D Entertainment. That's KENNYD Entertainment. Please follow, please like, get the notifications when I go live and all of that. And if you're on YouTube, same thing, Kenny D Entertainment. Go follow the page. All right. So until next time, peace.